Greetings to you viewers. My name is Pastor Yvonne Chipindu as we are completing this supernatural life of a believer. What have you learned? And how are you going to live this supernatural life after Pastor finished preaching? You need to do a checklist of yourself. Like I said, you can never enjoy this spiritual life without exercising love. Love for one another. Love for your enemies. Love for your neighbors. Even those whom you work with. As long as you don't have love, you are not going to enjoy it. Children of God, in churches these days, we are full of fear of the unknown instead of having the reverential fear to fear God. How are you living? That's the reason why you see pastors, after fornication, they are going to stand on pulpit. They no longer have that reverential fear. That's why you say, go magamachiroya. And on Sunday, you are putting on that usher's uniform. There is no longer that reverential fear. So, child of God, jitarise. I love David. He said, shoko renyu ndakariviga mumoyo mangu kuti ndirege kukutadzirai. Like I said, that God is looking at your heart, not your actions. Because you can act as if you love me, but deep down you hate me. You can buy your pastor's groceries, but tomorrow you start complaining. So God is not moved with your actions. I know in the world they say action speaks louder than the word, but God is not looking at your actions. He is looking in your heart. So, child of God, whatever you do, when you say you love, you need to love unconditionally. You need to forgive with all your heart. When you forgive, you have forgotten. Many of us, we forgive. But you know what? Tomorrow when I come again, you said, but remember yesterday you did that. I thought you forgot. Because when you forgive, you need to forget as well. You are not going to refer that what has happened on last month or 2 years ago when I come to you the next day. You should not love the world and even everything that is in the world. And we know when we are talking about the world, we are talking about pride. Some have got pride for their lives. They say, I can do it. I can live on my own because I've got certificates, because I've got a PhD. But they don't know that with your PhD, God can take you any minute. And with your private jet, God can take you any minute. Remember, Jesus met this rich man and his brother. They were having challenges in their relationships. And Jesus said, you fool, who told you that today you are going to finish this day? What if God comes and take your life? In churches these days, people, they prophesy about them loving God and the fear of God. But let me take you back to this commandment. Jesus said you need to love one another as I have loved you. So chikwere chatinacho ndechekuda ari pa side pako. And he even said, how can you say you love me when you have not seen me, but you hate your brother whom you see every day? So when we are talking about love, Musadimati, God, I love you. First love your brother. First love your sister. First love your neighbor. You remember the Good Samaritan? That parable, Jesus was teaching us to love strangers because they are images of God. God had formed them in his image. So it's just when you love me, your neighbor, it is just as you've loved God. So this is what Jesus was teaching us. You cannot say, I love God, when you hate your sister. So children of God, we need to see you loving one another. Wemukwaya achida Asha, Asha achida bekudeko. This is what Jesus taught us, and we should exercise that in love. And remember, the scriptures, Paul said we should be knit in love. Knit, K-N-I-T. When you are knitting your jersey, it becomes united. It becomes one. So this is what Paul was telling us, to be knit in love, to be united in church. And remember, when we are united, we stand, and we are divided, we fall. Love one another. And if you have enjoyed this whole series, this message, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share. Until we meet again next week, have a blessed week.